The number one reason why entrepreneurs never get traction with their online business is they aren't focused on a specific customer. I'm about to teach you 3 different methods to find your niche and target a specific audience with a specific problem. A problem you can solve. Method 1. Choosing a sub-niche by audience. A sub-niche is a smaller subsection of a broad audience. Generally, it works like this: broad audience, niche, sub-niche. You can apply this formula to the audience you're looking to attract. For example, let's say you're a personal trainer looking to build an online coaching business. Rather than targeting athletes, a broad audience, or runners, a niche, you could focus specifically on marathon runners, a sub-niche. This example assumes you have a deep knowledge of marathon running and can speak about the topic. Method 2. Choosing a sub-niche by a product or service. You can also apply this to the product or service you create to reach your audience. Instead of your product being a book, which would be a broad product, or a cookbook, a niche product, you could focus specifically on creating a vegan dessert cookbook, which would then again apply to the sub-niche. Or rather than offering generic service such as coaching, which would be a broad service, or leadership coaching, which would be more niche down but still not perfect, you could focus specifically on leadership coaching for female entrepreneurs, which would then again make up your perfect sub-niche. And the result? Once you narrow down to a sub-niche, your audience is more likely to have the same challenges and therefore the same wants and needs. That's where you come in. Once you've narrowed it down to your sub-niche audience, you can start learning more about them. Where do they hang out? What jargon and language do they use? What podcasts and YouTube channels do they watch? Who is already serving this audience? i.e., who are your competitors? Method 3. Creating your own niche of one. The most compelling creators have a niche of one. A niche of one is a unique combination of skills and interests rolled into one idea and then distributed through highly creative or technical content. When you do this well, you own a micro niche. You become the category creator, the best in the show, the only one. And you can deliver products and services that people will pay for. If you want to do this well, you need to understand the formula and the 6 building blocks behind the niche of one. I'll break them down and assemble them to help you become a more compelling creator. 1. Pick something you excel at. 2. Choose something you're interested in. 3. Combine them. 4. Create a distribution system. 5. Allow an audience to form. And 6. Ask them what they need. Most skills by themselves aren't unique. Lots of people can write, speak English and Portuguese, or do financial analysis. Too often, people need to choose a skill when deciding to create online. I'm a writer, so I'll write. I'm a painter, so I'll paint. Difficulty arises when the inevitable question comes up, what do I write today? Or what do I paint today? When the brain faces a creative block, people either quit creating or create something subpar. 2 poor outcomes. Let's introduce interests into the equation and see what happens. This guide is not meant to be cliché. Chase your dreams, do something you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. That's all nonsense. But interests are important. They keep us, interested. Maybe you're fluent in English and Portuguese, and you're extremely well versed in marketing. Maybe you understand financial analysis and your hobby is high-end wine. Let's put them together to start formulating an interesting idea. The idea block of a niche of one is where most people get it wrong. They let a lack of creativity keep them from building something truly unique. For example, we've all had ideas before, but they end up as unfinished blog posts, abandoned podcasts, or dwindling YouTube channels. That's because the creation must be forced. You're starting from a blank canvas every morning. So we're back to the same old questions. What do I write today? What do I paint today? In a niche of one, you create one idea and then learn how to say it, do it, or package it in 1,000 different ways. Example 1. You're a financial analyst and your interest is in wine. Here is the unique idea. Use your financial knowledge to project the value of one high-end wine bottle each morning. Here is example 2. You're fluent in English and Portuguese and your interest is in marketing. Here will be your unique idea. Translate one of your favorite company landing pages from English to Portuguese using local dialect and slang every day. You could easily argue that these ideas are not interesting, but you'd be missing the larger point. They are one single idea that can be produced and reproduced 1,000 times over. The game of what do I do today is now over. These ideas, when shared broadly through proper distribution, attract a natural audience of interested people. In order for people to discover your unique and interesting idea, they have to be able to find it. This is where distribution comes into play. Your audience is an outcome of good distribution. Having a niche of one gives you an advantage because you've increased the number of places you can distribute. I'd recommend focusing on the following. 1. A personal blog or newsletter. A place where your content can live forever and can be a catch-all for email subscribers. 2. Social media. Pick one channel and master it. Don't try to be a social media hero from the start. 3. Industry sites. Every skill and interest has industry sites. For example, I like to talk about building online, so I can find great channels on indie hackers. And 4th, Slack channels. Join private Slack communities centered around your skills and interests. By distributing routinely, a natural audience will grow. Remember, you don't pick your audience, they pick you. You simply set up a system where more people are likely to find you. If you're a finance/wine person, you will naturally attract an audience of people who love wine, sommeliers, and collectors. But you're also likely to attract people who have an interest in data analysis, financial trends, the market exchanges, and so on. Now comes the easiest part: asking and listening. With an audience built around a specific, unique idea, you can simply start to ask them what would be most helpful and listen to their answers. It's amazing how many people skip this crucial step. Ask on social media or send out a survey email. What would they like to learn? What would they be happy to spend some money on? For example, some people might enjoy a digital course teaching them your method behind wine price projections. Others might want a one-on-one Zoom call where you apply your formula to bottles in their collection together, while some would likely just want to purchase a financial analysis of multiple bottles without the video call. All of this can be placed on a value ladder that people can move up over time. The internet is getting crowded. Picking your passion and then trying to write or record from scratch each day can be a very daunting task. The most compelling creators you see online have a system. Nobody's out here winging it. So, to get started, do the following. 1. Pick something you excel at. 2. Choose something you're interested in. 3. Combine them. 4. Create distribution. 5. Allow an audience to form. And 6. Ask what they need. That was my guide on how to find your profitable niche. If you want to learn more about online entrepreneurship, then subscribe to my newsletter, which you will find in the description down below.